Where do we want to start? Do you want me to start since I was kind of live? Like I was kind of watching it live.
Well, welcome back everyone to the Smoker Fire Show. It is 11:46 at night. Ava came outside to yell at me because I didn't tell her, but she was sleeping, so I didn't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
In fairness, she also didn't know what we're about to talk about actually happened.
Well, she also probably thought I dipped because I had the door closed and everything. No, we just started this new YouTube channel. We couldn't figure out the password to the old one, so we made a new YouTube channel. We only had like 30 some subscribers on the other one, so in the grand scheme of things, it's not really that big of a deal. So I didn't stress about it too much. But let's give the people what they want.
Yeah.
Enough talk.
We'll start by quick recapping this game to kind of figure out how we got here. So in case you missed it, Josh Allen still might be Superman. I'm not sure because
Oh yeah, the Bills were killing, weren't they? I barely even saw the score. I wasn't
his
even
top
watching the
his
game.
top receiver net was Khalil Shakir. I know your
Really?
bet goes deep with receivers, but if you would have told me Khalil Shakir was the leading receiver in the Buffalo Bills in 2024,
Yeah.
I would have sent you a delusional meme,
Well, the thing is, it's either him or Keon Coleman. So
which is ironic because Keon Coleman didn't even lace him up. Like he did, but he recorded literally no stats.
he just went out there and ran cardio.
Yeah, some Tony Snell threw of everything like
Oh
28.
man.
So
Oh, that's too bad.
I just
I'm rooting for Keon Coleman. I like his personality.
yeah, I do too. He's really funny. Anyways, Josh Allen went 13 of 19 for 139, which I think in this new Joe Brady type offense, they're not going to have him do that, which if you're a degenerate gambler like I am, his interceptions line for the season was 12 and a half, and I'm pretty sure he threw 15 or 16 last year.
Oof.
So I think that's with the idea that they're going to run the ball more and ask him to run the ball more.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
speaking of running the ball more, someone who shouldn't have ran the ball more, Tua.
Wow, what a great transition.
I know, 17 of 25 for a buck 45.
Yep.
He never looked like he never really looked in it. Like even before the thing, the injury, what we're about to get into, he never really looked into it in the context of he threw one pick that got he put it right in his receiver's chest,
Wow.
right in the chest and got picked. Second one, he straight up he overthrew Chosen Anderson. I'm gonna say that one more time. He overthrew Chosen Anderson.
Who's that?
Exactly.
Okay, that's what I figured the response would be.
Well, no,
No
it's
disrespect to him, by the way,
formerly
but like,
Remember Robbie Anderson and the Panthers? Same dude.
oh wait, what's it? What? What's his name?
His name used to be Robbie Anderson. He legally changed his name to Chosen Anderson.
Oh,
No,
I feel like I knew
nothing.
that. I feel like I knew that.
I think you should know that.
I feel like I did know that
I
actually.
might have to revoke your ball
I don't
now.
know. He's been kind of not to be disrespectful, but like irrelevant for like the last 3, 4
Yeah, he's
years. So I'm
been
like,
kind of just, I think he's been causing problems because he believes he's like a top 15 receiver in the league who should be on a roster somewhere.
really?
And
Jeez.
Dolphins like, sure, we'll give him a roster spot. Anyways,
Wait, what team is he on then?
he's on the Dolphins.
He's still in
Tua,
the. Wow, I forget he's still in the league, man.
Tua overthrew him on the second one. I think the third one I didn't quite see, but I think he just straight up missed on the third one too. I don't remember exactly how that happened, but yeah, first one was tipped right off his receiver's hand. Second one, and when he missed Chosen Anderson, I'm telling you, he missed him by I have a 6'1" wingspan. He missed him by probably one of my arm's lengths. Like it wasn't close.
I got to see this injury again.
Yeah, and you can watch that, and I'll explain to the people why we're here because we want to react to that. I want Jack's thoughts first. I know you're
Well, I wasn't even watching the game. All I see is the scoreboard right now.
yeah, but are you
I was
watching?
just in bed, like listening to the new Playboy Cardi song.
It's fair. I'll go first on the Tua injury. So for those that don't know, or those that didn't watch the game like I did, Tua took off on, I believe it was fourth down, proceeded to pick it up as Jack is watching it literally right now. Yep. Yep, exactly. And then proceeded to do this. Like
Oh.
it's called the fencing position, and basically what it looks like is it's your body. The lights went out for 3 seconds while he was doing that. Like he wasn't when he was doing this. That wasn't him doing this. He
Like
wasn't.
he was still conscious, but it was like
No, he wasn't. He was
he
unconscious.
was looking around, wasn't
Conscious.
he?
Well, no, he was doing this, and then once the lights came back on, then he.
Oh no, his neck just went up too. His neck spasm too.
Yeah,
Oh
so
no.
he went like this. And
Uh
what I have to say
yeah,
with that is,
definitely not clipping that and putting it on here because
oh,
I'll
I
probably get
wouldn't.
taken down.
I mean, you could put the clip of the everything before the fencing position if you really wanted to.
Yeah,
So
and then
that
him just walking out the field.
people have some context. Yeah, that's what Sports Center does. They cut to right
I,
before.
you could also just I mean I'm sure most people watching this has
Yeah.
already seen it. So
I've got thoughts on this real quick, and I'm a bit passionate about this as a mental health professional. Real quick, let me get in my soapbox. Shut it down. Shut it down. Like that's 4 in 5 years.
yeah.
My sister had a friend who had to wear one of those like not like guardian caps. They had to wear one of those shock absorbing headbands as like a junior in high school because she had like 4 or 5 concussions. Like it doesn't
No, that did needs to be done.
26 years old and you have 4 or 5 concussions. Shut it down. I
He's
don't
26.
yeah,
I guess yeah, it was just a few years ago.
I don't care if you're 13, 26, or 50. That's 4 concussions in 4 years. You don't that's not the stat you want to average one in. Like, I know I don't make jokes, but shut it down because it's later in life at this point. Like, like I know he wants to come back and there's a protocol they have to follow, but they failed to follow that once. That almost got him not killed, but that got him another one. That got him concussion number three. And then you get this where he all off season, all we were hearing was, oh yeah, he took I think it was Muay Thai to learn how to slide or martial arts to learn how to slide. And then he proceeds to throw his head into of all people Damar Hamlin. So I you gotta shut it down. I know I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. I only play one on TV. Um, Shut it down. Like there's no there's no black and white here. You've got to either shut it down or at minimum shut him down for this season and reevaluate him next year. I know it's only week two. That sounds dramatic, but
Who's their backup?
yeah, Skylar Thompson. But again, I saw tweets all over Dolphins Twitter with Ryan Tannehill, and all the captions were bring him home. So do with that what you want to, but right now it's Skylar Thompson for at
No,
least
everyone's got to stand up for him. Honestly,
100%. You got anything?
he probably hates that, but it's serious when you hear Owen talking serious.
Yeah, I
This is
don't.
probably the biggest, it's probably second biggest troll outside of JJ himself.
Yeah,
If he's talking serious, I mean, this is actually ended up being a really serious episode.
yeah. I mean, it turned into a recap. It was like, okay, Josh Allen's still great. The Bills are better than I thought they were. I wasn't high on the Bills because I'm like that organization's devoid of talent outside of Josh Allen, maybe James Cook if you want to lump him in there, but
Jeez, dude. Oh,
that's yeah.
speaking of Cook, 2 touchdowns, 78 yards. I don't know if 78 yards is.
He's on your fantasy team, correct?
No,
I mean,
no. I got Taylor and I got Kamara.
hmm. I mean, do you have any thoughts on this concussion after I just got off my soapbox?
Yeah, no, you said everything I should have said, to be honest with you. Kind of just took the words out of my mouth because once a year,
Yeah, I mean,
four in a lifetime, right? But
yeah,
like four in the whole span of being in college or high school.
and
It's not a long time.
it's almost one of those things where it's like at some point Tua has to understand that it's not worth his life. I saw a buyout is I think he can get like 137, either 93 million or 137 million. People were throwing around numbers if they buy him out and just send him on his merry way right now. And like I was watching Scott Van Pelt before we hopped on to record this real quick, and he's like, if there's a protocol and they follow it, and he's good to go, do you let him go? knowing what you know and having been with him for all four, do you let him go? I,
Well, any sort of working American would, but I feel like if you're money hungry enough to be a billionaire and an owner of a football team, he's money.
I know, and but here's the
He's a
thing:
lot of money.
who I don't know if you know this, but for who steps in to make that call? Is that the Dolphins, or would that be the league stepping in and being like, "You're
Well,
done"?
the I what I'm saying is the Dolphins will likely try to keep him,
Well,
but
yeah,
it's on the league to
yeah.
step in
I think at that point, and I'm not saying you have to, but you have to at minimum sit him down and be
in a
like,
few
okay,
weeks. Not right now.
be like
I'm sorry. I'm
you missed
sorry.
5 games for your first one. He's missed parts of the last 3 seasons with various injuries. At what point does this become a Luke Kuechly thing where you just retire because you want to preserve your brain? Like Luke Kuechly played 8 years. He could have played 12 or 13 if he didn't rack up as many points as he did quickly. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Yeah. And I don't usually, like I said, I don't usually make jokes about this, but like my sister broke her collarbone. And I was scared shitless. And that's not even a traumatic brain injury. That's a broken bone that heals in
Not only one traumatic brain injury, but four.
yeah, and that's a broken bone that heals in 3 to 5 months. This is something that could heal in 3 to 5 years or 30 to 50 years. We don't know.
Or
It's
never.
yeah, or never. He could live with this because let's think about this. If he takes another one on national television like that, there's a possibility it's a Damar Hamlin thing where we have to listen to Joe Buck talk about it and pander for 30 minutes while they get medical professionals take this man to the hospital. At what point do you shut it down or at minimum again put him on ice for this season and see if this isn't a long-term thing? But 4 concussions, that stacks lights. 4 concussions stack up. Again, I say all of this knowing I'm not a medical professional. I've never sustained injuries like this in my life, but I've seen what concussions do to people. We saw what it does to Luke Kuechly. We see what it does to injuries ruin Andrew Luck's career. Who knows what he could have been? Like
How many did he have?
said he had one. He said he had one, then he had his shoulder, he had the core, his
Oh,
quad.
so he had just multiple injuries, not just the
Yeah.
concussion.
But again, it's that same thing. It's those things stick with you. And if you're, and
Not
with,
let alone a brain injury four times.
that's what I'm saying. And being a QB, what's the one thing you need aside from your physical abilities? You know how much info, like,
It's like the only two things you need.
yeah, I watched Cam Newton on 4th and 1 break down a play. And I'm like, do you know how much information you have to store just to remember that one play?
Yeah, that's true.
How in the flying fuck are you supposed to do that?
Well,
Your head's,
Tyreek's down the field somewhere.
yeah, no, fuck it. Tyreek's down there somewhere.
I mean, with that receiving core, not to be insensitive, but
Yeah, like it's not.
dude,
I know.
I mean,
I
now
feel like
that I feel like I'm at a point where I can start talking about like the repercussions on the league with Skylar Thompson stepping up. I mean, that's still an elite offense with the weapons, but like, I don't know if they make the playoffs at this point
no, and even if they do,
with that loss too.
even if they do, they're gonna get like a red hot Cincinnati team that's gonna randomly win like 4 or 5 in a row, and they're gonna get steamrolled. I watched the Bills run game steamroll them tonight. You think Kansas City's not watching that tape? You think Baltimore's not watching that tape? Like,
And all those teams have a better running back too.
mm-hmm. I'm saying all both those teams have better quarterbacks too.
They'll
That
just need to outscore people, but
yeah,
it's gonna be tough to do that with Skylar Thompson.
yeah. And again, at what point do you bring in Ryan Tan? Like Ryan Tannehill sitting on his couch somewhere. Is this a Joe Flacco situation? Because
Oh, Ryan Tannehill returned to the Dolphins?
here's the problem though. That makes way too much sense.
It does. It does. It's too good to be true. He's supposed to be a Packer, but I think actually Jordan Love is going to be a lot. He's going to come back a lot sooner than we think. They're saying like it's day to day.
I mean, how old is Jordan Love? 23?
24.
Yeah, when you're 24, you could probably get away with that. As long as his knee's completely intact, you can
I'm
probably get
just
away with that for a couple
I'm
of
just
weeks.
saying just take the loss to the Colts. That's a knee injury.
I mean,
I
like
mean, what's worse? Like, there's one thing worse than a knee injury, and that's a brain injury, like we were just talking about.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how his knee was able to withstand Javon Carter of all people rolling on him, because Javon Carter's like 350.
A lot of people were giving him hate on that. I don't really think that was a dirty play.
No, it wasn't a dirty hit by any means. Like he
That's
doesn't.
just a
Yeah,
football move. He kind of
that's a
rolled over him, but didn't seem like it was on purpose.
football play. He was trying to wrap him up from the ankles. Like that's a completely normal football play. So
Yeah, I mean,
I
he got a
mean,
lot of hate.
yeah, Bills beat the Dolphins. Josh Allen might be back.
31-10. He's 2-0.
We'll hope
They
to
beat they
back,
beat
but
they yeah, they beat the Dolphins early season too, which is when they're supposed to be on point before they inevitably tumble
ooh,
towards
Bills
like week 8.
Dolphins.
I can't get this lighting right, dude, with the room being dark, but
Yeah, it
we
is
just
what it
had to
is.
hop on here.
Yeah, we can.
Had to. What am I gonna do? Turn the lights on? I don't
Yeah,
got time for that.
time for that. Yeah, I got
Ah,
class
stop
tomorrow.
judging me, people.
You got work. We got all that fun stuff. You got any other bombshell information before we get out of here?
The bombshell information that I had was Jordan Love's injury update, according to Matt LaFleur, at least, with just him being day to day.
I feel like they're gonna say day to day because they don't want to admit that they might have to put him on the IR. That was everyone's.
Oh, they're not going to go IR. They're not going to go that far. They would have put him on there they have to do it as soon as possible. That's a league policy.
But yeah, at the same time, if you put him on the IR, then he's hamstrung for 4 weeks, and you would
I
see
think he
at
I
that
think he
point.
might be back for the Titans or at least the Vikings.
Which I mean, the
It's going to be a lot sooner.
3 to 5 weeks would put him at week 4 at at Lambeau Field against us. So it makes sense on paper.
Yeah, just to beat up on the Vikings once more. Makes sense.
We'll get to that when we get to that. But
If he actually plays. Well, then it's till next time. I'm gonna be editing this video while I'm out here anyway. So, all right, this video and the video that was supposed to drop before today, and that was the week 2 picks where we both picked the Dolphins there. So we're 0-1 to start the week, but those games go either way. So
yeah, so
those division games, it's a coin flip to be honest, especially with those two teams.
yeah,
They're both trying to make a playoff push, so they'll both probably be in the running for, well, not anymore, but they
unless you
were going to
Ryan
be in the
Tannehill,
running.
but
Even though two is a huge upgrade to Ryan Tannehill.
who knows?
We'll see if he plays or if he ends up coming to the Packers, but it seems like the Packers like Malik Willis, at least for a week. But if they don't play him for a week, like if you're going to, if you know Jordan Love's going to be out for more than 1 week, you're not playing Malik Willis for multiple weeks.
I mean, if they would have gotten somebody, they would have do it now. Because
They need to do it before this game, at
if
least.
Jordan Love's timeline is less than 3 weeks, they're going to play Malik Willis for those 2 games.
Yeah. All
Like
right. I would say even any more than 2 games.
because if you're being 1-2 and having to survive 2 games without Jordan Love is fine. If he comes back in 3 weeks and you're 1-2, it's fine. But then if you lose to the Vikings in week 4 and he's back, then you have problems.
Well, you could also, if you play Malik Willis, you might go into Minnesota with Jordan Love, but you're 0-3 and you're probably going to miss the playoffs because we're not just going to go 9-0 and be 9-3 or 6-0 and be 6-3.
You got hot late last year, but who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, late though. So I don't know. That's just our thoughts on the Tua situation mostly. I kind of went on tangents for something, just a few other things, but I think that's just football talk, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's all relevant too, just
Live
to see
reaction.
what the implications of the injury even. So praying for Tua, but yeah, that was it. We'll have week 2 come out hopefully before work tomorrow morning. So catch you guys later. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Say pray for Tua. Possibly. Let's get 5 comments. Can we get?
Comments
I
and
love starting
like
this YouTube thing off. It's like, can we get 5 comments? Let's see it. 5 comments. I mean, we just started this YouTube channel again, so if we get 5 comments on the second video, we're doing good.